Stay ready so you don't gotta get ready. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Words we've most likely all heard before, but the words are very true. And I've come to realize that the hard way, and not in a sense of not necessarily not having things that I needed, but like I did not have the things that I needed. No, I wasn't of lacking of them. But you could always have more, and you can have options, and that's what today taught me. As this winter storm moved in last week, and this week as well. Right, we actually got snow this week, and you know, out there shoveling a 30-foot driveway, 30 plus foot. I don't know how long it is. It's long though. A driveway with a you know 8 inch wide shovel. You can imagine how long that took. So it really got me to thinking about how prepared am I really, and how prepared I need to be. So that inspired my episode for today, to be able to help us out with some things that we can do to prepare for winter storms and also prepare for droughts. Right, the two most dangerous things I think any of us could probably go through, that would cause us to be stationed in place, right? Other things that you can kind of be prepared for, having go bags, things of that nature. If you need to get up and go, uh, some of these items can be used for those things as well. But that sheltering in place, where maybe you have to be sheltered in place for weeks or longer, maybe, right? Things that we can be able to have, um, you know, in times of need, right? Of course, always relying on Jehovah God, and being a part of his organization. We have brothers and sisters, we have committees that help us through hard times, right? But maybe everybody doesn't have that, and maybe uh, you know, everybody won't be able to be reached. So we have to uh play it accordingly and make sure we do our part to be prepared. So looking forward to getting into that. Looking forward to getting into today's topic again: weather storm preparedness and drought preparations as well. So, a daily verse coming here shortly. Today's episode is being brought to you by Sugarcane Sweet Shop in Riverside. Thank you to my sponsors. Looking forward to today, the first day of February, a new day in life, a wonderful blessing and provision given to us by Jehovah God through the means and sacrifices of his son, Jesus Christ. So thank you, Jehovah God, for that. In Jesus' name, amen. Of course, always. And then daily verse for the day of February 1st, 2026, derived from the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 3. And it states as follows: It is honorable for a man to refrain from a dispute, but every fool will become embroiled in it. Amen. And again, it's from the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 3. So, winter storm preparedness. Different categories here for home, right? Home and heating, power and light for our home, food and water, health and safety, and outside and vehicles as well. So home and heat, right? Some things to consider when we're preparing for winter storms, right? Having extra blankets, maybe even some sleeping bags, right? Space heaters. Make sure you check to see if they are indoor rated safe to use. Of course, we don't want to have carbon monoxide, poison, or anything like that, to be able to harm our family while we're trying to help our family. So make sure you do your due diligence and check the ratings for safe indoor rated uses. If you have a fireplace, right, make sure you have plenty of dry firewood. If you have generators, make sure you have plenty of fuel stored up to be able to keep the generator running. Again, we don't know how long it could be. So I would say, prepare for weeks out, right? Maybe some of us have the Generac style generators. Make sure they're constantly being maintained, with proper maintenance and things of that nature, either through your own ability or through the company who the Generacs or whatever type of style company you have to have the backup generators for your homes. Be sure to check the window installations, right? Weather strips. Make sure we are vigilant of those type of things. We don't want any cold air coming in, and we don't want any heat leaving out. And then power and lighting, right? Make sure we have flashlights, extra batteries, a healthy amount of candles, right? A safe places to be able to hold your candles, right? Maybe it's candle holders, whatever it may be, right? Safe places to be able to hold the candles, and make sure you have extra lighters as well. Power banks, right? Car chargers, right? Any type of backup power system you can have, just in case emergency lights out for a while or whatever it may be. You can be able to have your phones charged. You can have different devices charged, right? To be able to communicate in need of emergency and things of that nature. Again, battery or hand crank radios. That's something I definitely got to be able to get into my home. Battery or hand crank radios so we can stay in tune with what's going on, right? Walkie talkies, maybe like any little thing like that, we can be able to have. And this is a list for me also, y'all. This is something that I put together for me to be able to go through and check things off of what I have, what I don't have, do I have enough of things I do have, and if not, get the things that you don't have. So just a mindful list of how we can be prepared for winter, even though winter is here for most of us, but still this is something winter is not a once in a lifetime thing, right? It happens every year, just like summer happens every year, right? These hot and cold weather months are truly important for us to be able to be prepared. So food and water, right? 3 to 5 days of perishable food, and that's for each occupant, that's for each occupant of your home, right? So if you have 5 people living in your home, you need to have 3 to 5 days worth of non-perishable food for 5 people, right? Bottled water is the same thing. Manual can openers, right? If you have a baby, right, we want to have a plethora of baby food, pet food, right? If you have pets, first aid kits, right? You want to be able to have prescription medication, right? I know sometimes when we know it's a storm or something like that, something big's coming in, we don't know the results. Sometimes the providers give a 60, 90-day prescription, supply sometimes, right? If you're a diabetic, make sure you have plenty of insulin. Are you enjoying today's episode? This episode of the Grateful Gab podcast is proudly sponsored by Sugarcane Sweet Shop. At Sugarcane Sweet Shop, every dessert is made with love, creativity, and a sprinkle of sweetness. From the signature cookies and cupcakes to custom cakes for every occasion, Sugarcane is available to make your moments a little more special. Follow them on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Sugarcane Sweet Shop to see what's fresh from the oven. And don't forget to treat yourself today. Right, those type of things. Thermometers, right? You want to be able to have hands-on thermometers, right? Manual thermometers, so we can be able to keep the temperature in the homes. If power go out, we want to be able to make sure how check the temperature. If it's too hot, too cold, find that balance, what it may be. Also hand warmers, right? Hand and foot warmers as well. Maybe you have to be out getting wood or chopping wood or something like that. If something runs out, if you have to be outside in the elements, you want to be able to make sure you're as warm as possible, right? Hats, gloves, proper footwear, all those type of things. And then also, we want to be able to see if, keep some ice melt or salt on standby, right? I went to the stores this week. I couldn't find any of that anywhere. Salt, shovels, right? None of that type of stuff because people had already, people were rushing in the stores to buy it. But if we're preparing and we're gathering stuff throughout the year where it's really not a necessity for people, then we can have those things, ready for times of need. So we don't have to be going out and rushing in the stores and trying to find stuff and it's not there and we're disappointed or we're unprepared. Also snow shovel. Again, I brought that point up, right? Had a shovel, wasn't a snow shovel. Imagine how long it took me to shovel a driveway. But also, right, and the thing that really brought this up in my mind was I had a portable snow blower, like a electric snow blower years ago when we lived in upstate New York. Excuse me. And I gave it away. Cause I said, well, I'm going out. I won't need this. And lo and behold, today, February 1st, I'm outside shoveling my driveway, right? And, just having a mindset of, well, maybe I don't need it now, but I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it, the type of situation, right? So that was something that really sparked my mind. So I began one of those again, right? So, things that, hey, we say, well, this might not happen here. We live in this area, or we live in that area, it might not happen. We just never know, right? Especially how this system of things going on, right? Natural disasters are constantly rapidly growing, right? Satan is doing everything he can to, bring chaos and bring discomfort and do all these type of things to the world before his time ends. So just to be mindful of that little stuff, right? Plenty of windshield wiper fluid, right? Make sure our fluid levels are good going into the winter times, right? Make sure we are having proper maintenance of our vehicles, things of that nature. Make sure we have jumper cables on standby. Making sure we have emergency car kits. It was something on the news yesterday where hundreds and hundreds of vehicles were backed up on the highway, right? So how many of those vehicles ran out of gas, right? No heat in the car, right? How many of those vehicles had emergency car kits, blankets, waters, flares, right? What's the thing I'm looking for about the vest, right? Can't think of the word right now. Like the highlight vest. I can't the safety vest. There we go. Safety vest, right? Things of that nature. So those are things are very important. And I will try to comprise this list to put it in the description of the episode. So I'm gonna try to let me see if I can get it. I'm gonna share it to myself somehow, and then I will add the link. So let me see here. I'm gonna email me. Yeah, I will have the link to this list in the description of the episode as well. So be on the lookout for that and check it out for yourself. Some things to be mindful of. I know it helps people. I know it helps people to see something rather than just hear it. You can be able to see it for yourself and save it, use it however you need to, and you can be able to pull it up. Also getting into the warmer weather months, right? The summertime, the hot weather months. What comes during the hot times? Droughts, right? Droughts. Things that are truly important for droughts, right? Water storage, water conservation, food and gardening, household planning, right? Different things of that nature. So, refillable water containers, right? We want to be able to make sure we have things to hold potable water in, right? Bottled water supply. Again, my thing is the same way it is 3 to 5 days of non-perishable food items for each person in the house. My thing is enough bottled water for a whole week for each person in the house. So if you need to get 540, if you need to get 540 case 40 pack case waters, right? Or 40 bottle pack water cases for each person in the home, do that. Right. If you by yourself, double up. um, Bathtub water, right? Maybe the power goes out in the summertime or whatever it may be. You want to have water to get a bath, right? Water purification tablets or filters, right? Hand filters, emergency filters, um, iodized tablets. I forgot whatever we used to use when we was in the military. Those type of tablets you can have to purify your water if you need to go out and source different water from different places, or you have water, but it may not be potable, but you can filter it to be to be able to drink it, to be consumable. Again, water conservation, right? Think about our water usages in the summertime, right? Maybe transition to low flow shower heads in the summertime, right? Buckets for reusing dish or bath water. I don't know about that one now. But maybe the dishwater, right? Maybe some, I don't know. This is a list that was comprised from artificial intelligence, but not a bad idea. Maybe people have different ways of purifying these things or making it clean so you can reuse them. I don't know, right? Uh, Soaker hoses, right? Things that help contain water, maybe on your land, things of that nature.
If you've been waiting for the right moment to share your story, your ideas, or your God-given voice with the world, this is it. Riverside is the all-in-one studio built for creators who want professional-grade production, effortless publishing, and a smooth, stress-free recording experience. Whether you're launching a podcast, recording interviews, or creating video content, Riverside gives you everything you need to sound and look like a pro, even from home. So, if you've been thinking about starting a podcast, leveling up your content, or finally stepping into the calling on your life, Riverside is where you begin. Use my link to sign up and start creating with clarity, confidence, and excellence. Your voice matters, and Riverside helps you share it with the world.
Food and garden, right? Planting drought resistant plants, right? Plants that can still produce food that probably don't need a lot of water, right? Mulch for your soil, right? To keep our soil, hydrated, right? Shade cloth for plants, extra pet water bowls, right? Things to have in the house, right? Plenty of paper plates and wipes helps reduce dishwashing, all right? Helps reduce the water usage. Hand sanitizer, right? Even though, of course, we want to be able to make sure we wash our hands with soap and water as much as possible, but maybe it's not available, right? Hand sanitizer, different cleaning and disinfecting sprays that uses little water or no water, and also backup toilet water, right? So we want to be able to make sure we have extra water for drainage, right? Extra waters for baths, extra waters for the if emphasis instances of using the restroom, things of that nature. So again, I will have this list available in the description of the episode. So check it out for yourself, save it, whatever you need to do. And again, just do our best to take care of ourselves, take care of our families, and we can never be prepared enough, right? It's never such thing as I'm over prepared, right? It's never such a thing because not only when you have a plethora of things and you're taken care of, maybe somebody that take those same measures and you're able to help somebody out, right? That's where that goes, that hand in hand that goes in. We're all here to help one another out. And don't be that person to say, well, I did my duty and my part to be prepared. You didn't, so you left out. That's not a Christian thing to do, right? It's not a God loving thing to do because Jehovah take care of us. And he has everything, but yet he gives us all, right? So be sure to be able to share, take care of your neighbors, take care of your family, take care of yourselves, and stay prayed up through any difficult time that you have to go through. Stay prayed up always, and especially in those times where you feel like there's no way out. Jehovah always has a way out. So just stick close to him. Continue to rely on him. Continue to face adversity courageously. Trust in Jehovah, and we will prevail. We will have success. So love y'all. Take care of yourselves. Until next time. Peace.